Hey there, Dark Star here. I'm gonna do a flight today across over to Kuala Lumpur. In the PC-12. And I am on the Discord if anybody wants to jump on. Make sure that's there. Yes, it is. Alright, we got a reflight done. Okay. Avionics master on. Standby on. Of course, the parking brake is already set. EPS we will test. And arm. Batteries. Oops. Gear 3 green. Fuel quantity check. I've preloaded the fuel, so we should be good on that. Starting engines, nav and beacon on. Check for any unexpected CAS messages. Nope. Engine master on. And then starter push and hold, but this one doesn't hold. And then watch the oil pressure come up. Got starter ignition sequence. Okay, now we get generators on. This doesn't work. Get flap set. Controls are free and clear. Inertial separator on. Landing lights on. We want to get taxi light on for our taxi. Okay, we'll get gear up, inertial separator off, flaps, taxi lights, landing lights. Passenger signs on if we want. I don't know what we have today. Oh, we got a 10-seater? Nice. Okay. Okay, and now let's get our flight plan entered. We are going from WIMM, that's correct. Whiskey Mike Kilo Kilo is our destination. We are planning on arriving runway 32 right. We'll take the ILS in. We have an arrival. Of 1 Golf. And this should actually be ILS 32 right. So I fly this arc, come in, parallel the approach, and then get vectored onto final probably. We're gonna try beyond ATC, see how it works. Alright, so that looks correct then. Before we delete that, let's actually see if we can do it any departure. Doesn't look like it, but we are going to depart on 05. And 2 Alpha looks like. It's interesting it left that discontinuity even those two joined up. Alright, activate, I think. Okay. And now we can put this page away. We don't need it now, or now anyway. Alright, let's start working on ATC. I say that, I still have a couple more things I'm setting up. FMS works fine, and the 12 I do believe. And we're departing runway 5, so where's our heading bug? Okay. Good to get started. Alright, let's see if we can get our ATIS information.
Wind 090 at Niner.
Quebec.
Visibility 10 miles or more.
090 at Niner.
Few clouds at 1,800. Temperature 31. Dew point 25. QNH 1010. VFR conditions. Landing and departing runway 05. Transition level 130. Bird activity in vicinity of airport. Advise on initial contact, you have information echo. Kuala Namu Airport information echo. 042.
Okay, QNH 1010. And it was information echo, right? Kuala Namu ground, November 012 Sierra Bravo, with requesting IFR departure with echo.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, Kuala Namu ground, thanks for echo, expect runway 05, Pago 2 Alpha departure, Pago transition. Squawk 5064.
Expect runway 05, Puga 2 Alpha departure, Puga transition, squawk 5064, November 012 Sierra Bravo.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, read back correct. Call me back when ready for start or taxi.
Kuala Namu ground, November 012 Sierra Bravo, ready for taxi, runway 05. Oops. That may have been incorrect. Huh, it skipped past. Kuala Namu ground, November 012 Sierra Bravo, ready to taxi, runway 05.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, runway 05 taxi via Juliet, Alpha, Hotel.
Taxi to runway 05 via Juliet, Alpha, Hotel, November 012 Sierra Bravo. Alright, we got our Juliet Alpha Hotel, easy peasy. And then we want to look at our departure. Okay, Nice overlay there. Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Alright, there's our Juliet. Means we turn left here. That is further down there than I thought it would be.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, contact Kuala Nemu Tower 118.6.
Contact Kuala Nume Tower on 118.6. Okay, I'll hold here. One 8.6. And there's enter and swap. Kuala Nume Tower, November 012 Sierra Bravo, at runway 05, ready for departure.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, Kuala Nemu Tower, wind 090 at 9er, runway 05, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 05, November 012 Sierra Bravo. Alright, we are cleared for takeoff. Let's make sure we've got our lights on. We do. We'll get our strobe on. We will verify that we're on FMS mode. Looks like we are. Alright, FMS here, runway heading, we will get auto throttle armed, Engines are looking good. Hard to hold it on the runway here. Right, gear up.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, contact Madon radar 135.9.
Alright, let's make sure we're looking good here. Get our flaps up. We're on the nav path. Contact meet on radar 135.9. Oops. Alright, there we go. Let's get our probes on. Medan radar, November 012 Sierra Bravo at 4,000 feet.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, Madon radar, good day, identified, climb to 1,000 feet.
Climb to 1,000 feet, November 012 Sierra Bravo. Okay, it's a relatively short hop across here, and then we have to fly a long, complicated RNAV pattern. Well, the plane does anyway.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, contact Jakarta radar 121.2. Have a good day.
Contact Jakarta radar on 121.2. November 012 Sierra Bravo. Jakarta radar, November 012 Sierra Bravo at 10,000 feet.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, Jakarta radar, identified, climb to flight level 230.
Climb to flight level 230, November 012 Sierra Bravo. right. So after takeoff, landing gear is up, yaw dampener is on, inertial separator comes off. Flaps, I believe, are all the way up already. Yes. And landing and taxi lights off. And then before landing, we'll prep the rest of it here. It's just the basics. This doesn't seem like the expert level checklist though. Seems like the basic level checklist. Okay, so we should be coming up on Curdy. I think these are actually down here. Like the ones you need, it kind of pins down here, it's kind of cool. So we come to here, we're gonna fly down here, over, and then back up, I think. Don't think that'll hurt us in free play mode. You definitely don't want to go up that high in career mode though. I suppose we could request Jakarta radar requesting flight level 190, November 012 Sierra Bravo.
Cabin.
November 012 Sierra Bravo. Confirm new cruise altitude flight level 190.
Affirmative, new cruise altitude flight level 190, November 012 Sierra Bravo.
November 012 Sierra Bravo. Roger. New cruise altitude flight level 190.
Whoa. Descend to flight level 190, November 012 Sierra Bravo.
November 012 Sierra Bravo. Flight level 190 is your current altitude.
Oh.
Maybe check your equipment.
Okay. Looks like we're getting some weather maybe coming in here. That's too bad, means we won't get to see a lot of Kuala Lumpur. I've actually been there, it was kind of fun. I could change the weather if I want, but I also like flying in bad weather, so. Go switch to standard barometer, make sure we're at that 190. I didn't see what the transition altitude was on here. Where they are on these charts. R. Okay. 11,000 feet. And flight level 130. Okay, so let's get our on COM2. We want 12805. 0.05. Not ready for that yet. Let's check our navs. the ILS. 109.1, right? And then nav 2. One 6.1. And 109.1. And then we want to I wonder what our outside temperature is. Yeah, we should probably technically this waypoint says above flight level 240, but we have clearance. Okay. So 6 minutes here, 15 minutes, and then another 15, and we start our route. So below flight level 310, we're good. We'll be good on that. Lipkey, Ritlow. It looks like KK81, 812, 813. Yeah. We start our descent along through here. 14, 15, 16. Then to Iguri. And then out and around. Unless beyond ATC starts vectoring us. Remember to request descent if we don't get one. That's kind of an interesting overlay of all the different procedures. Pretty wild. They have your marker right on the charts.
November 012 Sierra Bravo. Contact Lumpur Control 132.6.
Contact Lumpur Control 132.6, November 012 Sierra Bravo. One 32.6. That doesn't look right. Wrong one. Shoot. Lumpar Control, November 012 Sierra Bravo at flight level 190.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, Lumpur Control, identified. I wonder if little nav map is connected. Let's see. Yeah, we're on the map. If you're running little nav map in the background and it's connected, it logs all of your plane routes, so you can see them on the map. I like it. I really wish Windows would not do that. One of the cool things about Little Nav Map is it's got a SQL database. And I think it pulls all the data out of Flight Sim, but I'm not 100% sure about where that comes from. But you do end up with a database of like airports, approaches, ILSs, you know, all kinds of stuff. So I've kind of been putting together like database queries that pull things based on how I want to see them. One of my favorite is for finding airports a certain distance away. And you can do that in a little nav map as well. You can draw a circle around and you can just go look. course, I had to write some SQL to do it. So to do that, you have to compute the distance yourself. It doesn't have it, obviously, because it's between 2 points. So I compute the distance and bearing, and then I can say, like, you know, I want, 1,000 nautical miles away and in this range of bearings from the other airport. And then you could check, does it have jet fuel? Does it have avgas? Does it have a tower? Does it have a tower frequency? Does it have any ILS runways? Does it have any parking? Does it have GA parking? Is it a hard runway or a water runway, or does it have lights? So when you're, trying to pick certain legs for certain purposes, it's kind of nice to have those things. We got frost on the front there, I think. I wonder if we turn that on, if it goes away. I don't know that it should, really, but... And the newer PC12 Pro that exists, in reality, it'd be nice to get that in the game. Got some nice features. It's got like a Garmin system instead of this Honeywell, which I like okay, but there's some things about it that are really nice, actually. Like, I like having your destination airport at altitude right here. I do think they very much underutilized these buttons, though. Especially down here. Okay, we are 12 minutes from here, and then 14 to when we really get into the procedures here. Oh, it looks like we passed the big storm. Bring up some weather. We look okay here for now. Can we actually hide the missed approach? Okay. Recall our top-up descent was somewhere in here.
Whew. I feel like that cloud has just been sitting there in front of us for a long time. I think it's gotten bigger though. At some point we're going to use 128. Bet these would be fun to hand fly. Did I leave weather on? Yes, I did. Well, the runway should be off to that direction. I don't know that we can see them yet. I see this area here. The runways would be up here somewhere obscured. Frosty tips all over the plane. So I started Last of Us 2, watched the first episode, finished it. I started it last night but fell asleep, so finished it today.
Ominous. I have not yet played Last of Us 2 though. I do plan on it eventually. If I'm ever a pilot, I need to set alarms. Huh. We didn't miss any ATC calls, did we? We are identified. Nope. All right. That's a big jump. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and dial it down to 4,500. This point. Let's set our speed here at 165. And then our final approach speed. Set at 120. Huh. I do not appear to currently have a top of descent. according to this. Well, if I don't get one by about mid-arc here, I'll request descent and we'll start it. Also been watching Wheel of Time. I'm all caught up on that. The last episode's coming out this week, I think. I don't know. Need to look and see. You really need to do more episodes faster, though. So it is currently estimating we'll be home in like, what, 32 minutes? We shall see. Fuel's holding up okay. I really want to get my head tracker. Give that a shot. Top of the descent? Might be. comes our descent. Oh, shoot. Lumpur Control, November 012 Sierra Bravo, ready for descent.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, Puggle 1 Juliet, runway 33, descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 1009er.
Runway 33, descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 1009er. November 012 Sierra Bravo.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, contact Lumpur radar 124.2.
Lumpur radar on 124.2, November 012 Sierra Bravo. Lumpur Control, November 012 Sierra Bravo at 17,000 feet.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, I didn't get that altitude. Say again altitude.
Flight level 166, November 012 Sierra Bravo.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, flight level 166 is your current altitude. Maybe check your equipment.
Okay. Anyway, we were cleared to 6,000 feet. But they changed runway on us. So undo that. Runway 33, ILS 33. We'll say vectors. I don't know.
Lumpur radar, November 012 Sierra Bravo, 10,700 feet, we have whiskey.
November 012 Sierra Bravo Lumpur radar, QNH 1009er, expect the ILS runway 33 with the Saudi transition.
QNH 1009er, expect the ILS runway 33 with the Soldi transition, November 012 Sierra Bravo.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, descend to 2,500 feet, QNH 1009er.
Descend to 2,500 feet, QNH 1009er, November 012 Sierra Bravo.
Alright, here we go. in the world? Approach mode armed. Localizer. We're well below the glide slope, so it'll take a bit to intercept that, but we're 15 nautical miles out. Let's say begin. And so we begin. Gear and first notch your flaps. We'll go FMS manual now. Are we gonna get cleared for the bridge? Let's see. Now it's probably not a good time to be loading these, but
November 012 Sierra Bravo. Contact Lumpur Tower 119.8.
Contact Tower 119.8, November 012 Sierra Bravo. Lumpur Tower, November 012 Sierra Bravo, ILS runway 33.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, Lumpur Tower, wind 040 at 5, runway 33 cleared to land.
Runway 33 cleared to land, November 012 Sierra Bravo.
At this point, I usually find it better to go off auto throttle because they have really bad throttle implementations. So they just rev up and rev down, rev up, rev down. Right, 3 greens, flaps down, neutral separator is on. Lights are on. ILS has us low.
Autopilot.
November 012 Sierra Bravo. Exit right at Yankee 4.
Uh-oh.
Exit right at Yankee 4, November 012 Sierra Bravo.
I don't know which one is Yankee 4. Yankee 4 goes that way, though. I don't know why we're not showing up on the map here. Where's our telemetry data? That says Yankee 5. So Yankee 4 would be the next one if that's right. What should I do? Okay, that's Yankee 4. It's my first flight. It might be my last one though. I'm pretty tired tonight. Can hang out and chat for a bit though, if you want. Alright, there's Yankee 4.
November 012 Sierra Bravo. Contact ground 118.05.
Ground 118.05, November 012 Sierra Bravo. Have a good day.
You get any flying in today?
November 012 Sierra Bravo. Request taxi to assigned ramp.
November 012 Sierra Bravo, ramp 260 taxi via Yankee 4, Yankee, Zulu 4, Uniform 5, Quebec, Quebec 5, Papa, Papa 1, Charlie 1, Delta 1, Delta, Echo 2.
Oh my goodness.
Ramp 260 via Yankee 4, Yankee, Zulu 4, Uniform 5, Quebec, Quebec 5, Papa, Papa 1, Charlie 1, Delta 1, Delta, Echo 2, November 012 Sierra Bravo.
That's brutal. Still no internet. Oh, that sucks, man. Okay, so let's see. Yankee 4, Yankee, Zulu 4 here. U5, I guess would be across here. To Quebec somewhere. I don't see it labeled here per se, but oh, there it is. Quebec to I guess that's gonna be Quebec here to Papa 1 up that way. Maybe it's just straight across. Papa 1, Charlie 1, Delta 1. Delta goes this way down to Echo 2, Echo 1, Echo 2. So they're basically sending me over here. What's annoying is I don't seem to have my... Oh, there we go. Now in theory, this one should be Zulu 5, not Zulu 4. Zulu 4 would be the next one. That is correct, okay. Yep. Alright, now in theory we're on Zulu 5 and then Uniform 5. Oh, we should get our flaps up. And they're driving around with flaps down.
All aircraft be advised information X-ray now current. QNH 1008.
So Uniform 5 all the way out to Quebec, Quebec 5, Papa. Which I don't think really makes sense. I don't know though. I don't know the convention. Do you really say Quebec if you're just crossing it? Okay, Papa 1. Now in theory this is a runway we should probably technically hold short at, but they didn't say to, so I'm not gonna. Gotta say it's nice they actually have the signage up here. Okay, so this is Charlie 1. And then Delta 1, Delta, Echo 2. Okay, I think that's Charlie. And then this should be... oh, I'm lost now. Okay, I think we turn right here onto Delta. Then a 3-hour drive down to Echo 2, and then X-ray. Just not labeled. So I'm trying to up the realism level a little bit. Trying to get better at reading charts and taxiing and all the other stuff. This is a ridiculous amount of taxiing though. Delta 7. And then Delta 8. And Echo 1 to the left. 2 to the left. And I have no idea where X-ray would supposedly be. So I'll park here between these two jets. Let's see, inertial separator off. Parking brake is set. Flaps are already up. Lights can come off. De-ice off. I don't. There we go. Engine stop. Generators off. Batteries off. And emergency power off. And if we had external power, we could turn it on. I never get external power in the PC-12. Does that have anything else? Not really. Can we put our pitos back on? Nope. We can do it this way. Debug aircraft covers. Chocks. Pitot cover. Static port. Engine. Propeller, I think this lines up the propeller. Yeah, like that. Some kind of landing gear lock if you have it. I don't think this plane does. Oh. So I think that's it for me today. I'm kind of toast. But that was flying into Kuala Lumpur. There it is. So we landed on 33, we taxied all the way over here. Where did we go? Here, I guess.
Hey, we're still there. Just gonna check in and see if they've fixed career mode yet. I didn't see any updates, but you never know. Oh, what's it called? Charter. Yep, still no charter. Can't believe how long that's been broken. They still haven't fixed it. You ever do any rocket sims? Why are you on the wrong window? How do I move it to the other window? Ah, shoot. I don't wanna. I'll have to go merge those manually. What happens if I start it over here? Nope. Let's see. Google, maybe? Windows key shift. Let's try that. Nope. Yep. Let's just do redstone real quick. Yeah, Kerbal Space Program's a lot of fun. This is a hard sim. It does Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo. And Apollo is crazy. No, I don't remember how to do anything. It's been so long since I played. So you can kind of start cold and dark if you want, power everything up, go through all the checklists. This is quick launch. Trying to remember how mission pad checklists. I think we just start at final checks. Oh, man, I don't remember how to do anything. Okay, those are already set up. I think it's mostly all set up here. So Mercury was pretty easy. I mean, there's a good number of controls, and if you start cold and dark, I mean, you got to get kind of like all of these set in the right, you know, the right order, more or less. So you got roll, yaw, pitch indicators here. These are all of the mission points. So you have to select launch control ready to launch. You're gonna want to arm our squibs. And I think everything else is okay, like these can be on or off. Mm. Let me see if I can. There we go. So this was one of the first launches on the Redstone rocket, and it doesn't go orbital, it just goes suborbital. So you're only up there for a few minutes, and then you come back down whether you want to or not.
the missions get increasingly more complicated as you go along. And there's a mission control you can hook up to, and for Mercury and Apollo anyway, and they can cause failures in the capsule, so you can simulate different failures and try to recover. I wish I could remember how to skip the... Oh, there we go. This is a periscope. So there's our launch vehicle. So we're supposed to get into retro attitude now. And for that, we need to be 180 degrees around. We did not make it. So now what it's doing is automatically putting the capsule into a spin. And in Mercury they did a spin reentry so that it kind of kept it stabilized and spread the heating out more evenly. Although this seems to be doing something else. I don't know what it's doing. There we go. Now we're spinning. And then once we start getting down into the atmosphere, we'll start getting altimeter readings here. And oh, this is hard to control. We want to get our drogue deployed, snorkel, main chutes. So 6 Gs, 4 Gs, 3 Gs. All right, 60,000 feet. 50,000 feet. 40,000. That's the O2 automatically deploys at this point. So it sets off that alarm. And the main's deployed. There's our rescue ship. Oh, and that's the floats. So this kind of inflates. Yep. Yep. Then you've got like 3 batteries here, standby 1, standby 2, and an isolated emergency battery too. I think in some of the missions, some of the batteries did fail. It's like you can go to this standby battery. Then if you had to, you could go to you could put the isolated battery on the standby bus if you needed to. Get the view out from the periscope there. Not much out this window. But yeah, if you think a 737 takes a long time to start up, you should try an Apollo capsule. Seems a little overly slow. I like that you get the camera wet effect when you go in the water. There we go. And then like Apollo, like you can start cold and dark 4 hours from well, don't I'm my viewpoint is a little bit behind the chair is the problem here. How do I move the viewpoint? It's been too long. I thought I was hitting that. Guess not. I think I hit everything but that. So yeah, just a few buttons, switches. And there's more. There's like stuff down here. So there's like controls down here. There's controls all over the place. There's like you can change out these filters. These are the scrubbers. There's stuff down here. There's stuff behind panels in here as well. Of course, you don't do those like at this point in the mission. There's the
Won't let me peek outside right now. But yeah, if you like procedural stuff, it's a great game. You got your flight computer here. We're supposed to be executing the launch preps. So we can run that. So you can go through the checklist manually this way. Or you can run it and it kind of puts it up there in that upper right corner. It's like we're supposed to do verb 37, enter 01, enter. And this would be showing you what to push. So this is kind of one thing I like that it can do. When you're running the checklist, it'll highlight the buttons. Bat B, bat. Which one does it want? C. Okay, there's bat C. Verify bat C has 37 volts. Yes. Go to main A. Main A, main B, main A, main B. Rate 1. These ones we don't actually have to do. EDS auto. RCS off. Can't move around. Latch the reaction valves. Verb 7.5, do not hit enter. Glycol to bypass. And then pad comms off on both sides. And then we need to do a GDC align. Helps if I can see this. There we go. Somewhat, yeah. I mean, a lot of things are independent and some things are, you know, have to be coordinated. Just like with starting the planes and stuff. All right, we can accelerate time now. 5, 4. There we go. So. Do not enter. It's got some historical missions you can do too. It's got all the audio clipped up from them, which is pretty cool. GDC's aligned. He didn't model this yet, did he? Oh, that's a bummer. Look at all this. Okay, we're supposed to verify program 11. I just realized I had the audio off. That sucks. So 42 seconds. We go mode 1B.
Stand by for 1 Bravo.
1 Bravo.
1 Bravo.
1 Bravo.
Good at 1 minute.
Okay, at 154, we go mode 1 Charlie.
Stand by for mode 1 Charlie.
Yeah.
Mark, mode 1 Charlie.
Okay, EDS goes off.
Final go, guys, go. Good for staging, Captain. This is Houston, you are go for staging.
216. Inboard cutoff. Engine 5's off.
Confirm inboard, roger.
So we're coming up on staging.
Staging. Ignition. Cut off ignition. Roger.
Getting ready to jettison the tower.
Thrusters go all engines. Looks good, Captain. 11 Houston, thrusters go all engines. You're looking good. Hi, Roger.
Ah, shoot.
Houston.
I missed when it was supposed to happen because I clicked the wrong button.
Tower's going. Tower's going, Adam.
There. Okay, that's tower.
different modes are different ways of aborting, and as you're switching things on and off,
You are go at 4 minutes.
you're changing how an abort would happen. Right. So like at 6 minutes, we enable the gimbal motors on the service propulsion engine in case we need to use it, right? So once we separate from the booster here, that's when we would change abort modes.
Capability. Okay. Mark S4B to COI capability. Roger.
So this one, you just switch it down, you see these change, you switch it back up. Stage 2 inboard engine cutoff coming. And then S4B cutoff and insertion. Of the computer down here that comes on and a bit later. You've got these optics. They work like a sextant.
Roger, we confirming the Lord down. Roger.
And you take sextant readings of the stars to position the capsule and stuff. Alright, we had
go at 8 minutes.
Engine cut off.
Yeah.
So if we look now, that engine should be off. Abort, abort. This is all done by one guy.
Go for staging. 11, this is Houston. You are go for staging. Over. Stand by for mode 4 capability. Stand by for mode 4 capability. Mark, mode 4 capability. Shut off. Roger.
separated from that one. These portals right here for the optics, the sextants. Is it doesn't pause when you go into settings. There we go. Couldn't figure out how to go up and down.
Shut down.
Alright, key release, verb, 3, 7,
You are confirmed to go
enter,
full, but
0, 0, enter, verb, 6, 6, enter, verb, 4, 5, enter, verify P00, and now you need to do a DAP load. Shoot. I'm not sure I remember how to do it. Verb 48. I'm trying to remember what this is. That I think you do. Is it noun 21? Nope. I used to have all this stuff memorized. I forgot that all. Too much flight simming. Where do you load the DAP? Come on. Orbit line. There we go. Verb 48, enter. We did that. Register 1. Oh, maybe it's. It was 21. What it was it? I think I did noun 21 is the problem. We want verb 21. There we go. And we want +3 1 102. And then proceed. 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 So now you would do a bunch of maintenance tasks. Status check, boost, system check, cabin atmosphere. And then you get ready for translunar injection. Let's see. We would want to get the gimbal motors off. And the main bus ties off. Let's just run it. Bunch of running back and forth across the cabin. There's the Earth. So arrows off. Sequencing logic off. Turn off some of the RCS thrusters. Put the reaction valves back to normal. These go to primary. Okay. Don't remember how to get the there's like a menu you have to bring up. C. So you remove the seats. There we go. I think it's these control arrows. There we go. So you basically want to like point at a star Tells you over here what star it is, and then you can mark it in the optics, but you have to be running the program to do it. And then this is the high magnification one. And you have to hit the star, like, you know, it's zoomed way in, so any motion of the capsule or anything makes it move, and so you have to kind of get ahead of it, and then right when you're on it, you go click to mark it. It's kind of going to lead your target a little bit. And then, let's see, we can go. Yeah, so there's another computer entry down here for when you're working with the optics. There's all these different system tests that they would run. And you basically just read it out as voltage. There's your master clock. Some Earth views. All right, so some monitoring stuff. Pop some fuses out. There's a gazillion fuses on this thing. These are all fuses, or breakers, really, I guess. They're all under here, all over there. You got a panel here, panels alongside here. All of these ones. You know, and you tend to disable stuff you're not using or whatever. Like there's a bunch of stuff here we would turn off. And I used to know what it all was, and now I don't remember. Back to norm. Supposed to monitor that. Fill for 10 seconds. And then back to off. And that's up here. You want to check your, oh man. There it is, right there. And then you can like that'll pump emergency air into the capsule. And this, what you want to do really is you want to fill it, and that's going to fill this up to where it's green. And then you would turn it off. Okay, I'm not going to perform all of those right now, but all right, tunnel lights. One thing we could start doing is, well, let's wait. Yeah, we need to get that on. There we go. Yeah. Where's the transducer? There it is. So reset that. Pyro arms. Sequence logic back on. So that's the basic process there, and then next would be translunar injection, then transposition and docking, where you pull the lunar module out of the behind you. Of course, I'm speeding this up by like, you know, a lot. There'd be a lot more monitoring of things. Okay, EDS power on. I'm going to skip the delta V test, but you do that on the EMS unit here. Set it to delta V. Okay, we want to. I still think their instructions might be wrong here. I think you're supposed to switch that to GDC and then align. There we go. Sorry, IMU. Okay, we do verb 48, enter. That's already what we want, so we can do verb 34, enter. And we want to change our Earth. Arm the pyros. Set a timer for 51 minutes. Verb 37. Enter 15. Enter. Now there's a thing I'm not remembering how to get to. the I don't remember how to bring that up. I can't remember what it's called, but it's very important right now. Oh, okay. It's under comms. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Let's see. So this is where you plan your translunar injection burn. This is probably acceptable. Let's go ahead and execute it. And then it tells you here. So burn time 5 minutes 36 seconds, 10,436 delta V. Roll for SEP, TLI 10-minute abort pitch 0. That's probably not accurate, but why is this still up here? Uh-oh, I think it's broken. Okay.
Dang it. I don't think that's right. But we're burning. This is supposed to be counting down. But I forgot to do that. More for monitoring. Although you can do a programmed burn with this thing and have it control the engine itself. But this particular burn is being controlled by the computer. This is just backup, so you know if something went wrong, you know where you are. Burning at the right time, so I don't think we're going to make it to the moon, but that's okay. I wasn't going to do the whole thing. It takes hours. Holy crud. I'm going to have to go soon. Oh, I can't zoom out. I can zoom in. There we go. There's the aurora. See it sometimes. This is our current orbit, so we're pushing it out towards the moon there.
And of course, you want the orbit to land where the moon is going to be when you get there, not where it is right now. So it's always a little bit in front of it. Should be cutting off about now. There we go. So, if we go moon centric, I don't think we're intersecting it. I don't think that was a properly timed burn. Which is okay. All right, now there's certain things that we need to do. Okay, let's run through these real quick. We don't need to do that. Okay, so that would be, why is that not highlighting CSM LV SEP? I don't understand why it's not highlighting. That's service, command module service module, not that one. That's the lunar module SEP. Ah, it's one of these. There we go. And I don't want to do that just yet. Because I'm very rusty. Okay, we want to probe, extend. Already did these. And we want to get our B, A, B, A, B, A, B, B, A, A, B, A, B, B, A. We'll leave that way. Verb 62, enter. Probe release to retract. Alright, so now what we need to do is flip around here. Oh, that was a mistake. I should have done this in the daylight. Should probably turn down the lights inside. That's our target right there. Whew. We are docked. should be making a lot of noise right now, but I don't think they have that implemented properly for some reason. There we go. Waiting for those to be done. And now we start equalizing the pressure. Did he fix the bug where it stops at 1 instead of 0? Probably not. Let's see, can we... There we go. Unfortunately, you can't go into it. You have to switch into the lunar module. So here we are, cold and dark lunar module. All these breakers have to be inserted. You got another computer here, and another different kind of little computer there. And you try and land the thing on the moon. But yeah. Lots of buttons, switches, a lot of fun. So this puts you into a lunar landing like right away. I'm just going to show this. I'm not going to do the whole lunar landing thing, but oh, man, I'm terrible at maneuvering around in this thing. There we go. I don't even remember how to do this. Let's see, I think you... But you're trying to touch down on that little dot.
go. We need to go to that sensitivity thing. Oh, and there's one other thing I need real quick. What's the T and G? There we go. There's a certain position you're supposed to be in. Right there, okay. Oh my goodness, the axes are wrong. Axes are wrong. So this thing up here is your velocity indicator. So like I need to be tilting back to slow down. And null out that forward velocity I picked up there. Oh my goodness. The axes are all wrong on this thing. Ta-da! I didn't get I didn't get super close to it. Wants me to shut down the engine. Other than stop, what do I do? I don't remember how to shut down the engine. Abort. guess that wasn't it. Oh. Actually said something about, lunar contact, engine stop. I'm hitting the stop. I don't know what that one is. Huh. There's a lunar buggy too. Take the lunar buggy. Oh. Oh, I guess I just hit end actually. Cool. Anyway, it's super late now. I gotta go to bed. Night.